Yo,
Hey, how's it going?
what's up, buddy?
Good.
So what were you saying about Newcastle? You were saying everything you were saying was right. Like the players are revolting.
Yeah, they were revolting, and then the coach is just blaming the players.
Yeah, he's kind of a dope. What's up, Kaiser?
Hey Charlie, hey Mahmoud.
How are you, Kaiser?
Good.
So I'm pretty oh, so I got my third Cywar today.
Oh, you did?
Hmm. Good.
Yeah. Yes, it was quite a oh man, it was a relief.
Which one? The password cracking one?
Yeah, no, the malicious file identification one,
Mm-hmm.
where you got to figure out which file or which exe within the file is malicious. You use clam AV or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But the next one is the password cracking with cup. I'm pretty close
I
on
think
that
that
one.
was the second one.
I never like. I think you said. I mean, they're in no particular order, of course, but I think you said that we went over that in class. I missed that whole thing.
Yeah, it was. It
Mm-hmm.
was the last class of introductory course. If you
You
go
said
there,
that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I gotta
and
fucking find that.
then towards the end of the class, like really, like at the end of the class,
Mhm.
I know Hassan asked the question.
Mhm.
I remember that really vividly.
I liked that dude. He's probably in the other class.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, yeah. Really nice guy.
Mhm.
Who?
Uh,
Oh
Hassan
yeah,
Shaheen.
Hassan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. Hmm. I don't know if we did this one or what.
Mm, I don't think so.
Here's Tamara. Yeah, those Star Wars were pissing me off. I spent a lot of time trying to figure them out. What's up, Tamara?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
Hey Tamara.
It's going.
Hmm. Um. Should we do a performance question or should we just dive into these? We're kind of running out of performance questions. Whoa. What is this? Forget it. All right. Did we do this one and data? No, I don't think we did this one.
No, I think we ended at E75.
Yeah. All right. Anne is the data owner of financial records for a company. She has requested that she have the ability to assign read and write privileges to her folders. The network admin is tasked with setting up the initial access control system and handing Anne's administrative and handling Anne's administrative capabilities. All right, which of the following systems should be deployed? And again, that's her assign read and write privileges. Right, this is a key right here. This is one of them. That's one clue.
And then data owner of the financial record.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird term, data owner.
Yeah. Isn't it role based?
Well, let's see.
Okay. When they said data owner, I think all the records like she created, she owns, isn't it? Like it's under her privileges. She has a right to like read, write those privileges.
Well,
But
she
they
hasn't
wanna,
been given those. She hasn't been given those rights. She was angling for
yeah.
them right
But if you
now.
create the record, if you create the record, you automatically have him,
I don't agree at
don't you?
all. That's not true at all. You don't automatically have anything. The data steward is the person who controls read-write access. I mean, even if you're the owner, Like they won't give the owner of the business access sometimes because he or she could fuck up. Um, I don't know. I mean, this is a weird one. Like she's the data owner, but yet she's got to ask, right?
Yeah.
No,
Just
okay, in Linux or in Unix or Linux, like if you create a file or record,
Mm-hmm.
you have those privileges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I don't know. These might be different. I mean, it's read write privileges to her folders.
I'm thinking between role-based or discretion. I mean, this
Discretionary.
yeah.
I mean, if it's just to give her the power to do what she wants, that would be discretionary.
Yeah, but it said the ability to assign read and write is not
Yeah.
a role-based because there is no execute there.
I don't think it's role-based or rule-based. Mandatory would be different. That would be.
No.
I think it's got to be C. Shall we find out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Here's one keyword right in the front here. Elastic. Yeah. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Elastic cloud computing environments often reuse the same physical hardware for multiple customers over time, as virtual machines are instantiated and deleted. Wow, I can't believe I got that word right. This has important implications for which of the following data security concerns? We're talking about reusing the same physical hardware for multiple customers over time. All right, so what would that do to it? What would that do to the data? Hardware integrity, data confidentiality, availability of servers, integrity of data. I think that's availability, I think.
So that company they create virtual machines and delete for the
Mm-hmm.
customers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What about this? What if they had all those virtual machines in the same server or whatever, and it's like the physical space used for one customer ended up being the same space that another customer used? Would that make sense? All right. Would this risk hardware integrity?
Either it could be hard.
No.
Yeah,
I think it might
that
be hard.
seems like
It would
because
not. Yeah, I was just saying. I think it might be the hardware integrity, just because they're saying that they're reusing the same physical hardware for multiple customers over time.
mhm.
Mm. Mm, 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 mm. All right. So we've got hardware integrity. I don't see anything about data except for the fact that it's
Nope.
customers. Mm. Availability of servers. I guess I was just thinking about that because things were getting deleted and instantiated all the time. Integrity of data. I don't know.
Either it's I think it's in a hardware problem could be either A or C. I don't think it has anything to do with data.
But the question is, this has important implications for which of the following data security concerns?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
that's throwing us off.
I don't think reusing the same hardware creates some kind of conflict of data.
Well,
I don't think either, because it's all in virtual. It's a virtual machine.
it has important implications. They're implying that something happens.
Let's find out.
Data confidentiality.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Okay, let's stay down. Oh. Okay, if they're
So,
testing their application,
Yeah, but
yes.
the example is so stupid to do that, though. Nobody would
yeah.
do that.
What, test an application on the same?
And yeah.
Yeah, they would probably be in a sandbox, wouldn't they? Ugh.
Okay, go back. There's one last point that we need to remember. Okay. See here, data segregation is crucial. Keep your data on secure servers. So you don't want to use the same servers. I think that's the key point here.
So what
So we don't want
we had to read into this question that the customers are sharing the same
same hardware. Yes.
yeah.
Fuck that. Ugh.
Cloud computing. Okay. All right.
You want to go back and look at it?
No, that's good. Taylor needs to track employees who log into a confidential database and edit files. In the past, critical files have been edited, and no one admits to making the edits. Good. Which of the following does Peter need to implement in order to enforce accountability? Non-repudiation, repudiation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
that's the one.
Yeah, all the other ones don't make sense.
Yeah.
What is the first one?
Non-repudiation.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you cannot deny having sent an email or having authored a document or something like that. If you have non-repudiation, you know that who said or who you think sent it did send it.
Okay.
So oftentimes you'll see that with digital signatures.
I gotta take this. No, I never heard that before.
Yeah, you'll see it with digital signatures. They offer both integrity and oh my god,
C.
that's fucking ridiculous. What?
How come it's C?
Is it given explanation?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
Oh, it's not A?
hashing has nothing to do with like accountability.
Right. Or even auditing.
Is it
The
maybe?
only one reason hashing can play is like when the file is changed, hash will be changed. But I don't think that will hold anyone accountable.
It's not. It's not right.
Yeah.
Nancy. Non-repudiation. What a fucking. Hey, Nancy.
Hey, how are you,
What's up, bud?
Nancy?
No one admits to making the edits. How is hashing going to solve that?
Data integrity.
Okay.
Hashing can only tell you like if file was changed or
If it
not.
was
It doesn't
changed,
tell you
yeah.
like who did.
I mean, let's just
Yeah.
assume this is wrong, or else just forget it. That doesn't seem right at all. Methods to test the responses of software and web applications to unusual or unexpected inputs are known as
Are known as fuzzing.
bingo.
Fuzzing.
Yep. Fuzzy wuzzies.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair.
Yeah.
The
Hold
program
on.
is then monitored for exceptions
Push this down.
such as crashes,
No,
or
push it down. Push this.
failed validation, or memory leaks. Weird. Okay. We're starting to get that one down.
Okay.
Peter must send Anne a message and provide Anne with assurance that he was the actual sender. Which the following will Peter need to use to best accomplish the objective? A pre-shared private key, his private key, Anne's public key, his public key. I would say a pre-shared public key. No private key. It's gotta be
Private
public.
key?
Yeah, it's gotta be public. So
It has to be public, so
yeah,
it has to be his.
yeah, his public key. He sent his public key with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sender sends the message first, I think, or sends the key first.
Yeah,
So,
he sends this public key.
Yeah.
It's D. Huh? How do you send your public? What?
He uses her public key. Encrypt it with her public key.
I was under the assumption that you never send your public key. That's only something that you have to do the decrypting.
I thought public keys were just out there in the public. Like there's no point to send them.
They are, but I thought you never. I'm sorry, I thought you never send out your private key.
This is really confusing to achieve both authentication and digital.
Nancy.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm not gonna be able to find anything helpful. Nah, hell with it. All right. I'm confused too.
This explanation, it basically says he sent out he signed it using his private key. And then
the way it works, he encrypted it with his private key. He sends it with the public key, and she encrypted it with her private key. I think it works. That's how it works.
I'm reading it right here, and it says he signs it with his private, takes her public, and then encrypts it and the signature both. Encrypts the message and the signature with her public.
Okay, all right. So looking at this, Peter must send Anne a message and provide Anne with assurance that he was the actual sender.
Mhm.
So this is assuming that Anne had already sent a message back, right? Because he must send Anne a message to provide her with assurance. So Anne had already sent a message. So she sent out public key to him. So once he received her public key, he was able to decrypt it using his private key, and he has to basically decrypt it using his private key to go ahead and send her back that assurance. Does that make any sense or no?
I don't. You kind of lost me at one point because I feel like he has to. It's like, how do I even say this? He's basically combining both keys when he's like encrypting it, and then sending it back to her. And the only way she can open it is with her private. Oh no, that's not even right. I don't even think that's right. God, I'm so confused.
Right. So in this question, we have to take that Anne was the original sender. Anne was the original sender. I mean, Anne sent a message back to Peter, right? So this is basically Peter sent a message to Anne. Anne sent a message to Peter, and now Anne wants assurance to know that that was actually him. And so when she sent her public key, he then had the responsibility of decrypting that letter. I don't want to speak out of context.
Please, by all means.
Okay, Charlie.
Yeah.
In our chapter 10, the book you just purchased, that's where this whole thing will come up. So.
Okay.
So.
Chapter 10. Cool.
That. Yep.
All right.
In this current module.
No.
Qaisar?
The book we purchased, Charlie has the same book, and I have the same one. Like
Nancy has it too.
This one, yeah. Daniel Gibson.
Oh, Daniel Gibson. Yeah.
That's the one that you're reading, Nancy, before you go to sleep.
Yep. So chapter 10.
Yeah.
It's okay, I know.
Man. All right.
But also, that was
10 or 9. No, sorry, chapter 9. I'm sorry. Next chapter 10 is next one. Yeah. Chapter 9 has like cryptography, RSA, certificates, cipher methods, CSRs, certificate issues, all those things. So, okay, next move on. Which of the following can be implemented in hardware or software to protect a web server from cross-site scripting attacks? Intrusion detection, flood guard, WAF, URL content filter. Implemented in hardware or software to protect a web server from cross-site.
So, web application firewall. It can only be a software. A firewall can be a hardware, but web application firewall is
WAF is like is used for web applications. So
yeah. So for web servers, yes, and it is used for cross-siting scripting.
So that leaves URL content filter.
That one, yeah. I think it's D. It could be C or D. Flood guard protection.
What is a flood guard? Flood guard is I know we did just recently.
I think that's a switch.
It's overflow.
Yeah, it's a Mac cam overflow protection. It's a switch protector.
I think it's C.
All right.
At least we know it's not A.
No, it's not A. I'll go with C2.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. Using firewalls.
Yep.
Which of the following types of security services are used to support authentication for remote users and devices? Biometrics, HSM, Radius, or TACAS?
Authentication.
Authentication is gotta be server authentication.
Services.
What's HSM again?
Hardware security
Hardware.
module.
Small bites.
And this is where
There you go.
where the
Mommy put them small bites.
This is a physical
the
device.
password.
Sorry, Mahmoud. I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro. What were you saying?
No, it's all good. I think it's biometrics.
Kind of thinking too, biometrics.
But
Remote users. How are they going to conduct
remote
biometrics?
users. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Unless they can do that remotely. I don't know if you can do that remotely. You probably can, frankly. You can probably put your fingerprint on this little thing you bring with you.
Yeah, some laptops they do have like fingerprint.
Yeah, my laptop
scanners
that I'm
built
using
in.
right now has a fingerprint scanner.
Yeah, the
Does it?
laptop and phones all do.
Cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that would be the primary way they're going to authenticate it, though.
I don't think so.
It can be C or D because they're both.
D.
I don't think
I think
so.
it's
I think it's B.
Radius,
B?
maybe?
No, it can be
No,
because Radius and TACAS is the same thing. Not the same thing, but they both do the same job.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so
TACAS Plus is more secure than TACAS. So
yeah, TACAS Plus, and that one is for Cisco, and Radius is for like.
Wow, this is a freaking tough one. I don't know. I don't like any of the answers here.
I go with B.
B.
Yeah.
I'm going with Mahmoud.
Yeah.
It's a hardware maybe that you have to carry with you to authenticate yourself.
You remember what this thing does, though? You remember one of the things this thing does? It stores keys.
The key fobs, right?
Yeah.
Well, the keys, like to get like the digital keys.
The key fobs are like you can attach. Connect. Hook into your USB.
Yeah, I think that's a physical hardware thing. I'm talking about more software, like something digital. But maybe maybe it physically stores those too.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
All right.
Yeah. I think it's either A or B. I go with B, but it could be A.
Here we go.
I'm going with B.
What is it?
I'm on B. The answer is C.
C. Radius.
So I don't fucking understand. That could be TACAX. A network client connects to a network access server.
These are weird questions.
I don't get it. Possible these are just crappy questions.
I'm batting 0 right now.
Yeah, I'm not doing well.
Yeah, right now we're just 0%.
We've gotten a couple. I can count 2 maybe. Which of the following types of wireless attacks would be used specifically to impersonate another WAP in order to gain unauthorized information from mobile users? WAP.
Impersonating is an evil twin?
Wouldn't that be
Because it's saying it's
IV,
impersonating another wireless access point.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
that's evil twin.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Uh,
That's what it is.
So what's the difference between evil twin and rogue access point?
Rogue, you're not pretending to be necessarily the exact other one. Does that make sense? That's how I see it, right? I mean,
Rogue is just actually
okay.
Rogue is when you just plug into that port in your office.
okay.
Okay, so evil twin is like normally they give Starbucks example, like they have their own like access points, like you can go in, have some coffee, and then use their network. That's where like you can set up your own device pretending to be Starbucks and that attack.
the way
People
I think
can
of it is evil twin has to be a rogue access point, but a rogue access point doesn't have to be an evil twin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
no rogue access point is like let's say you're working in an office and you have your board and it may not, I mean, doesn't have to be like you are trying to do something malicious, but like you plug in another uh, access point to use your mobile device or something, or have
You
some,
think about it, you
want to
turn
do
on your
something.
phone and you make your phone an access point, right? That
Mhm.
suddenly is then a rogue access point.
Mm-hmm.
And I do it too.
If-
Like I travel around with a router that has a cellular modem embedded, and I plug that in and I send out a Wi-Fi signal,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's a rogue
That
access
could be.
point.
To whatever network I'm, or company I'm visiting in the name of their network, then I'm an evil twin, right? But when I pop on
Plug
and
in.
I express my, Wi-Fi that somebody could get on, then I'm a rogue access point, right? I'm not one that they're controlling, but I am inside, I guess they're,
If you are in the network, yes, you are rogue.
yeah, but I'm not an evil twin.
No.
Hey, for fun, you guys, if you guys are really looking at the book,
Mm-hmm.
back to the email signatures and whatnot, it's page 446, signing email with digital signatures.
Page 4.
446.
Yep, there it is. Non-repudiation.
Oh, and this book you can download from their website. The same thing as a PDF.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
it.
I
I
have
have
that
both. I
one.
have a PCF. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I have that
do
one.
that, 'cause
Yeah,
then
I
it'll
can.
be searchable. That's the only thing I
Yeah,
haven't liked about this is I haven't downloaded. I don't have an online version that then I can search, right?
yeah, you
Yeah.
can search it easily. Yeah.
Oh, I have it online. You want me to send you a copy?
That'd
Nancy?
be awesome if you would be so kind.
Yeah, I'll hold on.
I think I shared it before.
Yeah, I'll put it on your. I'll send it to you on Slack, Nancy. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Do you guys have it?
Send it to me too.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay. Hold on. Let me just.
Thanks, Mahmoud.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, we have got to figure out this digital signature process with the public key infrastructure. That's gonna kill us. I'm just reading this page that you referenced. All right. Oh, criminy. Here's technology I completely forgot about. SE Linux. An administrator implements SE Linux on a production web server. After implementing this, the web server no longer serves up files from the user's home directories. To rectify this, the administrator creates a new policy as the root user. This is an example of which of the following. Select two. We've got 3 enforcing and 3 the policy added. Okay, I'm gonna guess just right now that it's one of this type and one of this type. See how they're kind of two different things? Enforcing SE Linux.
Okay, so on a web.
Okay. Creates a new policy as root. tend to think that might be right for me.
I think one should be C.
What tells you that?
Tamara, I put you on the chat. I couldn't find you. I don't know why I can't send you anything on Slack. Yeah.
Then there is T. Dot
Richardson.
Oh, okay.
So once you add TA, you're not going to see her anymore. But T. Dot.
I found her. Yeah. Okay, I'll just send it.
Hiding in plain sight, she is.
I see that. Making it hard.
Yeah.
Root user.
Okay, an administrator implement.
Okay, admin is a root user. Here's the root user. Should be a role-based.
Well, the enforcement of SE Linux is one part, and then the policy added by the root user is the other part. Either one could be role-based. I think the SE Linux is role-based. I like A for that reason. I don't know as far as the second part, but I feel like it's got to be.
But that he's doing it like OS kernel is role based. That kernel is like very, very deep. So
I think C is one of them. The policy at the root
C
as
and
mandatory
E.
access.
I think it's C and E.
I think it's C and D.
A and E.
Okay.
A and E for me.
D and F.
I quit. How the fuck is it? You gonna explain this? Thank you for not explaining it.
Oh, Security Exchange Linux, which is a locked down version of the OS kernel. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still struggling with this. I'm sorry. Ugh.
D and F.
All right, I'm moving on. I hate this question.
Okay.
Somebody want to read that one?
An employee
Okay, go ahead, Mahmoud.
An employee connects a wireless access point to the only jack in the conference room to provide internet access during the meeting. The access point is configured to use WPA2 TKIP. A malicious user is able to intercept clear text HTTP communication between the meeting attendee and the internet. Which of the following is the reason that the malicious user is able to intercept and see the clear text communication? The malicious user has access to the WPA2. the wireless access point is broadcasting the SSID. The malicious user is able to capture the wired communication. The meeting attendee are using encrypted hard drive.
I think it's A.
I want to Google that.
Or D. C.
TKI.
A or C. I think TKIP sends clear text, right, Charlie?
I didn't think so. I'm not sure, but I think this is the key.
Okay. Conference room. So I think that's either wired communication or they have access to the TKIP. I think it's A.
I think it's the first one, because unencrypted hard drives, that makes sense, right? I mean, that doesn't reveal anything. Wired communication, that's not even what we're talking about, right? And then who cares if it's the SSID? I mean, they made it sound like it's clearly used as an access point, so that would be revealed. That's mine. But now I'm trying to read up more on TKIP, right?
Mm-hmm.
TKIP is an encryption, according to Google. Yeah, it's an older. The TKIP is actually an older encryption protocol introduced with WPA to replace the very insecure WEP encryption at the time.
Okay, the article I'm reading is on the howtogeek.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically like, hey, it's older and now it's not considered secure anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So really kind of use the AES. So here's this.
That's what they're saying here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be A.
I think it's A.
Yeah.
I think it's C.
Oh, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Is able to capture the wired communication.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically saying it doesn't matter, they have an access point because this person's already in the hard line.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You go back to the question real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution would be to that, to harden that.
HTTPS.
Also, port security, no?
Hang on one second. I'm having let me know. I'd like to read the explanation.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, thanks, Charlie. Therefore, the wireless between the user able to intercept clear text. They should be unencrypted. Oh, we got that right as they travel over the.
Okay, so if you are connected to a access point, doesn't matter which one, how secure it is, and you are sending something in clear text, that can be compromised.
Yeah.
If somebody is like using some method like down the line, like maybe on the wired network or like web server or any other point, it can be compromised, I think.
Look at this sentence right here.
I hate when they use the same description that is in Wikipedia or in any website you read.
Yep. See this? Therefore, the malicious user must have been able to. So their way of thinking about this was to deduce that it must have been the wired based on this stuff, the HTTP. I'm not there yet, but apparently they want you to be able to deduce that it's got to be the wired. It's like process of elimination almost.
Yeah.
Ugh. An internal auditing team would like to strengthen the password policy to support special characters. Which of the following types of password controls would achieve this goal?
Password complexity?
Damn right.
Yep.
That's not the answer. I'm just gonna go ahead and slap myself.
I was about to say, I was like, that just
I would've
seemed
just-
too easy.
I would have ended the meeting if that was not the answer.
Oh, I appreciate that, Charlie.
Just see you guys. It's over. I quit. I'm leaving the program. Oh boy. All right. What do we got here? A security admin must implement a system that will support and enforce the following file system access control model.
File names, name security label.
Yeah, so we got
Admin must implement a system that
file
will
name.
support the following file system
Security label.
access control. Salaries, office phones. Which of the following should be white and black SCADA trusted OS version control?
White and blacklisting.
I think it's SCADA system.
No, not SCADA,
Must have been.
because SCADA has nothing to do with access. I don't, right? With access control. I don't think. Maybe I'm
Industrial.
misunderstanding it in a different way,
isn't
right?
it system access control? It is part of the SCADA.
Mm-hmm.
SCADA is an industrial control system thing.
Yeah, which is system and control system access control, same thing, no? SAC, I think.
Maybe. System control access? Data access?
Trusted OS. I have no idea.
This is mandatory mandatory access controls when you have these words like this. I can't believe that's not the answer.
I think it's a.
White and blacklisting. The files for people?
Mm-hmm. They can access this one, not that one.
Isn't it version control? No?
That's what I was
No.
thinking.
I don't know.
I think if it's version control, it means that there's like an unclassified version or whatever. I don't know.
No, yeah.
It's classified, confidential, and unconfidential.
Mm-hmm. Trusted OS. That's probably going to be the answer.
I want to Google system access control. I think it has to do something with SCADA.
I'm going to stick with A.
Yeah, me too.
Trusted OS, told you. Doesn't make any sense to me. None.
I got the Professor Messer's answer on it. I just posted into chat.
What topic?
This one right here. It's about the trusted OS.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to do with like government, high security environments and whatnot.
Jeez.
The only time I've ever seen SCADA come up for me, right? That has to do in like manufacturing.
Yes, industrial.
Yeah.
And so access control, system access control, no? It was two things. It was SCADA and another term. It was two terms. I remember
what SCADA stands for.
No, industrial access control, IAS or something.
Let me Google it. Google SCADA. First, ICS.
I see. Okay.
ICS. That's what I.
Industrial
control system.
Yeah.
I got it. Yes.
Mm.
But Charlie, you had already identified that, like with the files, that they were mandatory access control. It was just digging further deeper into why, probably would have led to trusted OS.
Yeah, this you got. I guess with this one, it's essential to understand that it's does this right here.
It reminds me in this particular module we're studying now, when we had that, I can't remember which specific module out of this section, but remember we talked about the different, how they classify different kinds of files.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think maybe it's going down that pathway.
Mm-hmm. Trusted OS.
Because this all has to do with just what this is saying there is like, you know, that government requiring for security and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes sense now. We would have had to just know that this is the situation. Like you'd have to
Yeah.
see Trusted OS and know that uses mandatory access controls and it's government military type thing and go on from there. Damn. I thought I knew that term. I didn't.
I'd never even heard of Trusted OS before, and that's what made me more wonder about it, right? Because the black and white label listing was one thing for me, right? SCADA was another, but then when it all had to do with that confidential versus restricted,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
where I got confused.
Yep.
All right, you want me to read this one?
Sure.
Go ahead, Nancy.
A user casually browsing the internet is redirected to a, I don't know, Juarez site
Mm-hmm.
where a number of pop-ups appear. After clicking on a pop-up to complete a survey, a drive-by download occurs. Which of the following is most likely to be contained in the download?
Is it choose do?
No,
Choose
it just
one.
says one.
A.
I would say C.
Yeah, I'm thinking backdoor.
Wow,
Yeah.
we're all over the place. I'm thinking B. All right. Well, let's just find out.
B.
I thought it was that because it's just a pop up and then drive by download. Usually those aren't really sophisticated. It's like they're just trying to get something on there. Wouldn't be a logic bomb or a backdoor because those actors, especially backdoor, the actors wouldn't be staying around long enough to use the backdoor. They're just trying to get something in on your computer, get something cheap going. See if they can get you somehow. I don't know. Drop one of those on there.
Drive-by download attacks specifically refer to malicious program that install to your devices without your consent.
All you got to do is go to a website or scroll through an email. You don't have to click anything.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Which of the
attack you.
following security architecture elements also has sniffer functionality? HSM, IPS, SSL accelerator, WAP, and IDS.
IPS, IDS.
Do they both have sniffers?
Yeah.
Yeah, one detects, well, they both detect and one prevents, but they both have to read.
Yeah, are they sniffing packets though? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you do process elimination, it's not HSM. It's SSL accelerator that has to do with encryption. WAP, that's something that has to do with wireless.
It's a wireless, yeah.
Yeah, you end up with APS and ADS, and you know, like you said, they read through the network. So they can, in order for them to actually identify something, they have to sniff it.
I just feel like HSM has that functionality too, for some reason.
No.
Let's find out. B&E is what we're going with, I guess.
Mhm.
Good. Well reasoned, Mahmoud.
I just learned
FYI,
Uh-huh.
don't look up WAP meaning without putting networking in there. 'Cause
Yeah.
that
Get
is
some Cardi B up in there.
Get into some racial
yeah,
slurs there.
what it means in the Urban Dictionary is not what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Not safe for work.
I don't call Italians that ever.
All right, identifying residual risk is most important to which of the following concepts? Residual risk.
Risk that's hanging around after an event has occurred, probably.
I like risk acceptance.
I like how they gave us only 3.
No, that's
No,
4.
there are T.
Oh,
There are
there's a D
D.
there.
D is right next to C.
Risk mitigation, risk acceptance. I don't even understand the question.
The question is basically if you're the task of spotting other risk points after a major risk event are important to which concept? Like which concept is that something you do? I
I don't
think
think
it's
it, I think
think-
risk mitigation.
yeah, that's where I'm at.
C.
Yeah. What's risk deterrence?
It's basically trying to prevent it, like a
Mhm.
deterrence.
Like,
This
so no
word
one can.
this
It's already
implies
ha-
it's after the fact, after
Yeah, it's
something
already
happened.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hanging around. Risk mitigation, I like. Oh,
Good job,
God.
Nancy.
Mm.
Now I just want to see if why I reason it out is the same as theirs, though, right? The situation was like when, yeah, for me it was about the cost implementation, so that's fair enough.
Mhm.
So to take from this is when there is residual risk, you just accept that shit. That's
There's
it.
some point where you're like, it's too expensive to avoid it, so it's going to be there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of costs us less just to plow through it.
Yeah.
And look at the last sentence that says residual risk is always present and will remain a risk, thus it should be accepted.
Mhm.
So basically, there's always going to be some shit to happen.
Mhm. Mhm.
You
Yep.
got to accept it and move on.
Yeah, there's certain stuff that's always going to be there, and that's the stuff you should accept, I think, too.
Correct.
I have never come across residual risk, in fairness. I doubt anybody has. Man, I really got to read this book. There's so many things I never heard of.
The interesting thing about the book too is it does every once it has pretty good little breakout like things you really should emphasize. You know, we
Yeah.
want to emphasize from this. 3
Yeah.
pages. You're like, all right, and then it also does good summaries at the end, right? So
Yeah, I saw
if you
that.
did
That's
nothing
what I
else
was
but
gonna
read the
say.
summary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm like, man, if I just read the summary, I could take these practice questions, and I did that a couple of times. But it's a good book. I like it.
Well, what I like about it too, though, is when I first bought it, whatever it was in the fall, it just seemed too much, right? I just couldn't pick it up.
Mhm.
And now you're like, oh, right. Now
That
you realize how
makes
much
sense.
kind of you do know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does infill. So it feels less shocking, I guess, right? Because you're like, it does help you sometimes connect things. All right.
Yeah.
I'll
I
read.
like it. It groups everything together too.
Yeah, and now we understand. Like, oh yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, they really. Oh, what?
I think the key is
What
fool
did
me
you-
once, shame on me. Fool me twice, or shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So don't like not know the question twice. You know, if you see something you don't know, try to figure out what the hell's going on so you can get it the next time.
Okay, you guys ready? ABC Company
Yeah.
has a lot of contractors working for them. The provisioning team does not always get notified that a contractor has left the company. Which of the following policies would prevent contractors from having access to systems in the event the contractor has left?
Strange word.
Disablement.
Disablement. Yeah.
No, it's A. But that's annual. But yeah, they have to do a account review. So
It's either B or D. I think it's D. Yeah.
It's A. I think it's A.
Yeah, I'm going for either A or B.
Or it could be because what happened here, policy would prevent contractor from having access to systems in the event a contractor has left. Like they finished working and their contract is finished. There's got to be expiration. They set an expiration date.
I like B.
The only thing I don't like in A is annual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that means from whatever period of time the contractor has left, their account is still accessible until you do an annual review.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're leaving yourself vulnerable to that person's account.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what
If you do
thinking.
it like every 5th of January and they leave on the 6th, then you don't know anything till the next 5th of January.
Right.
I think account expiration policy will automatically expire even if you forget to do it or you don't know that they left.
I think that can also be if they're like, if the account doesn't, if nobody uses the account in like 2 weeks, you can have it be closed or whatever. You can set that.
No.
Yeah. I definitely can see either expiration or disablement, and based off of Mahmoud saying, like, you know when this contractor is leaving, so you set their date for their account to be
disabled.
Correct.
I think it's D.
It could be even a lockout if they don't use it for particular. If they don't use it for a particular period of time, it locks
out. Lockout still keeps their account active, and you don't want their account to be active.
But they can access to it even though if they're active.
I think if not A, then it's D. As Tamara said, like they can set up a policy like when they're creating the account and like, okay, contractor is leaving on 5th of January, so they can put that date or like maybe a few days later and that will be disabled.
The reason I don't think it's disabled is because the provisioning team does not always get notified that a contractor has left the company. Thus, they can't actually take the action of disabling the account. They don't even know the person's left the company. But if you have an automatic policy in place, that if nobody uses the account in so much time or something like that, that'll close the account automatically. That's why I'm going to go with B.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like B. Let's do it, Chari.
Moment of truth.
Hey, my question answer is A. Oh, B.
That's B. Makes sense.
Okay, this is just automatic disablement.
Included within that too also has to do with somebody hasn't logged in a while, and then it does disable it.
Is that included in?
Yep.
I don't know if I was making that up. All right.
Both when you Google it, it comes up both with Microsoft as well as Google. Sorry, Qaisar.
Okay. Secure file transfer 422. Who uses that? FTPS, SFTP, SSL, mine. I think
it was SSL.
SFTP.
I know it's SSH.
Secure file.
I feel like these
B.
two.
B.
Yeah, it is secure shell. TCP.
There's 5 of them that use 22, and most of them start with S.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's SFTP. That's a file transfer. So.
Yeah, I like that one
Secure file
too.
transfer. The only thing that's slowing me down on that is I feel like FTP. I felt like these two used the same protocol that FTP itself did, which is 21 or 2021. That's the only. I'm not sure about that, of course, but I do like that answer and kind of that answer.
SSL is just like uh, secure connection. It's not like a file
Hmm.
transfer.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going with B.
Yeah, me too.
B.
Good. Here's your ports right here.
Yep.
Those
S-log,
those aren't
non-secure
just
port.
port 22, but they also use SSH.
Right.
Mhm.
This is a weird answer to this, like, or a weird explanation. They don't even mention this. Like, I guess they do here, but SSH. Oh, I was confusing that with SSL. God, there's a lot of S's there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hate this stupid word. Radius provides which of the following?
D. That's what we know.
Is it a AAA?
It is a AAA.
Yeah, that's D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
No, isn't it A?
The
No,
tr
sorry.
the AAA thing has this word in it,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
if that's what they're asking for, which I think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another thing is in A, there's availability, which is not part of authentication.
Yep, it's just a red herring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not part of radius. Yep.
Red herring in there to cause us trouble. Oh man, more risk. Upper management decides which risk to mitigate based on cost. This is an example of qualitative risk management, business impact analysis, risk management framework, or quantitative risk management.
Quantitative.
I always want to see costs. It looks like business impact analysis, but it could be
I think
D too.
this is broader. I think this is more broad when you're doing one of
Yeah.
these.
Uh-huh. That's analyzing and seeing like what are the risks and all those things you can do. So
Mm-hmm.
it's D.
Could be
You
D.
guys like the quant?
I'm going for dog.
Mm-hmm. I got a lingering feeling it's risk
Oh,
management framework, but let's find out.
no.
Good. Thank goodness. I'm just getting like to the point where I'm like a hater. I'm just like this. It's gonna screw me over. Here comes C. No.
And that actually is in the in our CompTIA book,
Mm-hmm.
the chapter 8.
Yeah, I think we'd be in much better shape if we all had read that thing cover to cover. But we'll get there.
I'm planning on it.
Yeah, me too.
We all have hopes and dreams.
You're right.
A security tech is attempting to access a wireless network protected with web. The tech does not know any information about the network. Which of the following should the tech do to gather information about the configuration of the wireless network? Spoof an address, spoof a MAC, ping the access point, dictionary attack on the access point, to enumerate the web key, capture client to access point disassociation packets, to relay on the local PC loopback. I don't even. This is Greek
Wow.
to me. That's Greek.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what these words mean, but capture client to access point
So
disassociation packets. Yeah,
he
go ahead.
wants to know about the configuration of the wireless network. And all we know right now is the wireless network is protected with WEP.
Which is really not secure.
You know what works against web? Brute force or dictionary attacks. That seems like a bold step when the tech is just looking to gather information about the configuration of the network to do a dictionary attack, but
He wants to access it.
would this work? No, I don't think so, right?
I think he already. Yeah, I feel like he.
I think it's he wants to know which
I think
wireless
it's
network he's.
I think it's C.
Yeah, I think it's C.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wants. I think it. I think the first sentence is what we're trying to answer,
Okay.
right? Is how's he going to get access to a network
Yeah.
protected by WEP? So he has to figure out WEP.
No, first he needs to know like which access point he needs to get information on. So that's like if he thinks like he can use he can ping it, discover the SSID.
Can you though?
No, you know what? No, you cannot.
You just
If
get
you ping it, you
connectivity.
cannot.
You get a yes
Yeah,
or no
you
on
don't
connectivity.
get
That's
the.
all you get. I can't believe this, but I think it's got to be a dictionary attack. Seems like a lot to do when it's only this problem. But I guess the person is trying to get in from the outside and they don't have any other information. So what are they supposed to do? They got to brute force it. I'm not sure. Final
Does everybody
guesses?
have their final answers locked in, or we doing some more reading?
Here it comes. Bing, bing, bing. Spoof a MAC address.
Ooh. Is that where you were going, Qaisar?
No,
Mm.
first I was thinking about the ping, but then like after discussion, like I mean, like ping doesn't work with access points, so you cannot really ping them. So then I was just thinking what else we can do.
This is too much, man. This is like 4 different attacks they're trying to explain here. Jesus.
Either way, it's pretty intense.
Man.
That's a really hard way to get access to the weakest of the weakest.
Jesus, yeah. Oh, Christ. Oh, here we go again. When creating a public-private key pair, for which of the following ciphers would a user need to specify the key strength?
Is that RSA?
AES also.
AES, encryption is AES. RSA is hash, I think.
It's SHA, guys. It's A. SHA is SHA-1, SHA-256, SHA-384, SHA-512.
But that's hashing though.
Those are the key strengths. That's how strong the thing is. That's how long the key is. None of these have options. There's only one form of those. There's 5 different ones of these. I don't know. That's my guess.
Public-private key pair.
But SHA is hashing. It's not encryption.
Yeah.
I think RSA is. I know AES is encryption.
Okay, so I think it's D. I mean C. Sorry, DES, DES are 3 Ds, 3 Ds.
Yeah, there's 3DES, triple DES.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what it does, like a public-private key pair.
I'm sticking with A. Final answers?
Okay. Mine is C.
Minus D. All right, here we go. D, RSA. So it
Ah,
uses a minimum length of 2048 bits. So are you telling me that you have to specify with RSA the key strength? Is that right?
DES use 64.
Yeah.
DES 64 bits. Let me check. What's the other one?
AES, RSA.
AES. Let me check AES. ES key. Can be 128, 192, or 256.
Okay.
So here it is.
I don't get it.
Maybe a public-private key. It is asymmetric. Maybe these are symmetric keys. DAES and DES. Maybe they're symmetric. Maybe
Yeah,
RSA is.
They are.
Maybe RSA is the only one that's asymmetric.
For the public-private.
Yeah.
That's probably true. That's definitely true. All right, that probably should have given it away to us. Ugh. Which of the following would provide the strongest encryption?
But I'm still stick with that RSA.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a like
I could be
minimum.
wrong, right? But I'm going with that one. Plus, it has a longer bit key.
Yeah. It goes up to 2048.
Mm-hmm.
Is the longer bit key means is harder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we were saying too, is I think asymmetric is also harder than symmetric, and DES is symmetric.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I think it's D. We shouldn't think too much about this.
And same, AES is also symmetric. Yeah, so I still think it's dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah!
I mean, fuck me in the goat ass.
What the?
I never heard that one. One
Never
time.
in my life. Never in my life.
I call BS.
I mean, come on, bro.
And I'm only being polite because there's clearly a really important, intelligent girl in the background.
All right, one time.
That's annoying. What was that again?
Random one-time pad. Never.
What is that?
I don't
Never
know.
in my
Never heard of
life
it.
have I come across a
Nancy,
phrase.
I have my headphones on. Okay.
Oh, okay. I won't yell, but I know I can swear. Thank you. I'm a big fan of the swearing.
That's what Charlie's study group is all about. What? Hang on one second, guys. I'm just looking this up. What am I looking up again?
Charlie,
In cryptography, the one-time pad, OTP. Oh, I like that. It has a cool name though, acronym. OTP.
Yeah.
Is an encryption technique that cannot be cracked.
Yeah.
Woohoo! For right now.
Yeah.
Wish they would have shared that when we were talking about cryptography the 2-3 other times we've discussed it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't recall that at all during
Not at
cryptography
all.
class.
Not once. Not one time. One-time pad keys.
Bear in mind that our program is probably about 2-3 years old, huh?
Yeah. It certainly is.
And when I got to tell you, anytime somebody would have used plain text, I also would have been like, "Oh, that's not secure." Right? This is all about like, in this technique, a plain text is paired with a random secret key. Also,
there's a lot of times it seems like people use either plain text or like pretty simplistic protocols because they pair it up with something else that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
It's like they drop eep on the end of it or something. Charlie
So
eep.
here's the wiki answer, although I know somebody was talking about how they didn't like the use of wiki, but there you go.
Wiki should be good because it's open source, right?
Yeah.
More eyeballs.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go again. A security administrator must implement a wireless encryption system to secure mobile devices communication. Some users have mobile devices which only support 56-bit encryption. Which of the following wireless encryption methods should be implemented? Obviously, this is our key.
TKIP.
TKIP.
TKIP. That's the one. No question about it.
Hashing algorithm. Asymmetric encryption. Symmetric encryption.
TKIP is used with for wireless. So.
Wireless authentication, I think.
Yeah, it is for wireless, and it is old, so it uses low bits.
Mm-hmm. I think we just discussed that this was 256.
Yeah.
And this had a number of different bit sizes. I tend to like TKIP.
It is TKIP.
Everybody?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with it too.
Again with the RC4. I'm telling you.
40 and 248, 2048.
See this right here?
Hmm.
That's what I was talking about. A lot of protocols use those. What do you reckon this means? It has a million different sizes?
Means it's not blocks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Stream versus block. I'm not going into that right now.
Okay.
RC4 got us again. Somebody want to take this one?
Yeah, I got it. A technician is deploying virtual machines for multiple customers on a single physical host to reduce power consumption in a data center. Which of the following should be recommended to isolate the VMs from one another? Implement a virtual firewall, install HIPs on each VM, virtual switches with VLANs, develop a patch management guide. Okay.
Virtual switch with VLAN. Which is
I think that's the answer.
I agree.
I like that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, watch is gonna be like D. Something
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah. Develop a patch management guide.
I'll be like, what?
What? All right.
Guys, good one, guys.
Yeah, that's good.
Question 100. Okay. Various employees have lost valuable customer data due to hard drives failing in company provided laptops.
Brutal.
It has been discovered that the hard drives used in one model of laptops provided by the company has been recalled by the manufacturer. What? The help desk is only able to replace the hard drives after they fail because there is no centralized record of the model of laptop given to each specific user. Which of the following have prevented this situation from occurring? Data backups, asset tracking, support ownership, or BYOD?
I mean, it's easy to say asset tracking, but
it's easy because it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, are you serious? They don't have any idea about who has what, where, and what it
Yeah.
is. I mean, that's how
You gotta wait for
your
them to fail.
company. Yeah, how are you going to have your company have any basic form of evaluation?
We're gonna put in a proactive policy that requires us to wait till everything fails before we know what the hell's wrong with it. Yeah, I gotta go with B here.
So hang on, but what is it really asking us though? Because that's a lot of information, right? Various employees have
Be
lost
A,
valuable customer
data
data
backups, you know?
due
They're
to
trying
hard
to-
drives.
Yeah, go ahead, Nate.
Hang on. So lost valuable customer data due to hard drives failing. I'm fine with asset tracking, right? That's crazy. But I think the issue has more to do with
Data.
they don't even have data
Losing the
backups. I mean,
data.
you're literally losing customer data, right? That's crazy.
I think A.
I like A.
When you read the question more, yeah, asset tracking looks good, but I don't think it's the right answer to the question.
Okay, asset tracking is like they don't have anything to track. Like they don't know like who has what until it fails. So, but they want to prevent that data or customer information or whatever it is. So,
because I think the situation is the first, right? The question is which of the following could have prevented, quote unquote, the situation? But the situation is various employees have lost valuable customer data. Not we don't know who has what where, I think. So that for me is why I think A. And then quite frankly too, even with asset tracking, it's like they can't do anything until it fails. It was like, I don't think that's true. I don't know about you, but my company sends me out fucking weird surveys all the time, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
So if it's going down, believe me, I think we all would have gotten an email saying, what laptop are you using? So I think it's data backups.
Or I think they can run a report and see like who has what. Right?
They should be able
with
to.
respect, I think you guys are overthinking it. I think it's the asset tracking.
No.
But
I mean, just like in general, like if a company wants to find out like who's using what kind of asset, and they can go by their MAC addresses. MAC addresses. They can tell them pretty much like, okay, who manufactured that asset.
It is data backup.
I think it's data backup. I know we talk a lot about assets
even if you track the assets, even if you know where the assets are, if you can't save the data. You know.
I think I don't think the data. I hear what you guys are saying, and I like where your heads are at getting on this data, but I think that's red herring-ish. I don't think it's the key thing here. Well, let's find out.
Yeah, I can't tell what the actual question is, the situation, right, and how you define the situation.
Yeah. It's
Are
vague.
they trying to? Okay.
And no explanation.
You guys got it. Data backup.
Yeah, because I think asset tracking, it is the obvious answer, but it doesn't solve the problem of losing data. You can track all the laptops.
They were just looking to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
I guess that's your answer. That's what you're saying is this will prevent that from happening. And you're right. If you were to say that, you would be right.
After a company has standardized to a single operating system, not all servers are immune to well-known OS vulnerability. Which of the following solutions would mitigate this issue? Host-based firewall, initial baseline configuration, discretionary access control, patch management system.
Single operating system.
I think it's D.
D, yeah, I'm with you.
I agree.
Do it.
Charlie, how
I
many
mean, we're
sections we
doing
have? Is this the last one? Like F is the last one, or there's also
no.
D?
Yeah, they keep going.
Okay.
Was it D? I didn't see.
Yeah.
I'm on like I was doing some from J the other day. J something. They just keep
Hmm.
going after the list ends. They keep going.
Mhm. Oh.
Like what?
Okay.
There's more than what's listed there. It's weird. It's like
Okay.
it's like there's just infinite questions here. Remember this guy right here?
When
Pretty
using
good policy.
pretty, yeah,
Almost.
privacy,
Yeah, there you go.
privacy.
Pretty good. Pretty good privacy.
Pretty good policy. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that's an asymmetric encryption algorithm, I believe. When using PGP, which of the following should the end user protect from compromise? Select two.
Asymmetric, you said?
Yeah, but now that I'm reading this, I don't know if I want to talk about what I thought PGP meant. I feel like this is not something I know here.
I think it's A and C.
I think
This
it's
one,
B and
certificate revocation list,
mhm.
maybe.
And what was key escrow?
That's kind of that's when you put your key in the middle there between the two people. It's like your key is you allow it to be used by the other person. I think it actually refers to the situation when it's the key is held by a CA or somebody in the middle, a central
Mhm.
authority. It's got you put it in escrow. Um,
I think it's B and C.
What's CRL stand for?
certificate revocation list, which I don't know if that doesn't feel like anything you need to hide. That's like a public key for me. Um, oh man, what about this?
Recovery agent?
Hmm. If that's what I think it is, it would make sense to be with that. Like this would be the way to recover this. I don't know. Shall we? So the key, I think this breaks down to what are there specific qualities of PGP that we're not getting here? I think so. Let's find out. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Hmm. This is probably unique. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Everybody with it?
Yep.
PGP. We don't. It's all the details that we don't know. Going on my list.
Here we go. Industrial control systems.
When considering a vendor-specific vulnerability in critical industrial control systems, which of the following techniques supports availability? Deploying identical application firewalls at the border, incorporating diversity into redundant design, enforcing application whitelists on the support workstations, or ensuring the system's antivirus definitions are up to date.
When considering vendor-specific vulnerability, which of the following techniques supports availability? Deploying identical.
The
I'm going with
availability.
C.
Yeah. I like that one too, Nancy.
What has to do with availability, right?
Yeah. That C is going to make sure that the web applications that are on that list are always allowed to connect through.
Not only that, it's the only ones. When you whitelist something, is that's the only one allowed.
Mm-hmm. Everything else is blacklist by default.
Yes.
Mhm.
And especially on an industrial control system, you don't need a lot of stuff. So maybe 2 things or 3 things,
Mm-hmm.
and you black out everything. So I think it could be C.
Let me throw throw a wrench into that idea really quick. All right, see what it's got here. Vendor specific. When I see that, it might be red herring, but if it's part of it, it definitely makes me think that this could be it. Incorporating diversity. It might not be, but diversity is the opposite of vendor specific. I'm thinking of vendor diversity when you use multiple vendors for stuff to ensure availability. I'm not saying this is the answer in my mind, but you guys remember what I'm talking about when you actually use other vendors to make sure you don't get pigeonholed into everything being Cisco and Cisco goes down or something. That's what that's all about. I don't know.
So
I'm not saying C's not right, but that feels okay.
for fun,
Mm-hmm.
Mahmoud provided the book as a document,
Mm-hmm.
right, as a virtual document. So I just had my Control F open and I just put in
Mm-hmm.
industrial control systems.
What'd you get?
So page 277 is talking about, physical isolation and air gaps are important, right, to SCADA
Mm-hmm. Sure.
and ICS systems. And so it talks about like that air gap as a metaphor is a good example is that you would have both classified and sort of that unclassified. So I, right, I think that's where it's going is
Yeah.
with that, but I'm not positive.
And that is that pushing you more to C? Yeah.
For me, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the attacker can't reach anything from the internet, right? I mean, it really should be like there's nothing but what you need on those systems,
Except for what we need. Yep.
right?
Okay. Anybody else want to chime in?
Uh,
Last chance.
I'm trying to flip through it. Only when you search, right, find industrial control system, it only comes with 5 references. So I'm trying to really quickly look at the other 4, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how you should think about it. This is what I just said, I guess.
mhm.
If you know there's a vulnerability that is specific to one vendor, you can improve availability by implementing that can include at least one system from a different vendor, so not affected the vulnerability. Incorporating diversity into a redundant design.
I need to be more forceful. This was the total giveaway right here. It was either a red herring or there's not really enough room for a red herring in this question. So it was relevant. And that was our clue to get to that. All right. Another humbling night with Security Plus.
Well, it would be nice then that even in the book they would talk about that as a consideration, but it's not brought up. The only other thing that it brings up is VLANs
Yeah.
and NIPS, right? Network intrusion prevention.
Uh-huh. Which two things
So,
we understand. Yeah, that's how this test is. I mean, there's just a gap in our knowledge that we're gonna have to fill ourselves.
yeah, and I like that. And they really do encourage, right? You just keep taking question after question. I mean, for me, this has been the oddest way to learn, but
It's really
it is what it
annoying,
is.
frankly. I mean, some of these questions are really annoying. Maybe these are shit questions. Again, these are from pastcomptia.com, so it's not official. But all right, so again with the visual with the clues right off the rip. So before you even read this question on your test, that should jump out at you and give you a clue as to what the answer is. A system administrator is using a packet sniffer to troubleshoot remote authentication. The administrator detects a device trying to communicate to TCP port 49. Which of the following authentication methods is most likely being attempted?
TACAS. TACAS use port 49.
I know Kerberos is 88. LDAP 389, I thought, but I can't remember. I can't remember about Radius either, but
TACAS is 49, I know that.
good. That's it then. That's your answer then.
Radius, let me see, radius. Radius 1812, 1813.
There you go. All right, let's find out. TACAX or death? Yes.
Nice
I'll
one.
tell
Good
you what.
going, Mahmoud.
LDAP use 636 over SSL.
636, yeah.
Yeah.
Not 389, huh?
No.
What is that one, I wonder?
389?
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that
LDAP too.
LDAP?
Yeah, 389 LDAP and then 636 LDAP over SSL. So I think
Yeah,
there's two of them.
Yeah. That might
I
be
thought maybe Qaisar was looking over his shoulder to check out what the ports were, but he wasn't.
That might be two different port numbers because one's TCP and one's UDP.
But Kerberos here it says 464, and you said Kerberos is 88.
Yeah,
Oh, there's two of them. You see?
It's 88. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them use a secondary protocol for like I don't know what the fuck is going on there, but it's like transport traffic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like not the packets themselves, but the something that goes with the packets.
Yeah.
Oh man, here we go again. Which of the following relies on the use of shared secrets to protect communication? And obviously these are keywords.
PKI.
PKI, says Tamara.
PKI, private key and public key.
Yeah, you gotta share secrets there. I agree with Tamara. It's not Radius, it's not Kerberos, it's not LDAP. It's gotta be PKI. Oh my fuck.
It's only fitting.
What did we do wrong here?
Something tells me we need to read chapter 10.
Oh my god. This is one of those that I felt like we were supposed to like already have learned though, you know, these two things, Radius and TACAX. Kerberos, shit, man, I'm having the hardest time with those things. God. I didn't know this. I mean, I guess this makes it unique. What does that mean? Transmitted by the Radius protocol, so it's via a shared secret in the MD5. So it takes a password and hashes it? Physical security, thank God.
Okay. Which of the following should be connected to the fire alarm system in order to help prevent the spread of a fire in a server room without data loss to assist in an FM200 deployment? I think it's B.
Which of the following should be connected to the fire alarm system in order to help prevent the spread of this fire without data loss? I would say A.
Yeah, which of
No,
the
you
four?
don't
I
want.
mean, which of the four actually prevent fire?
Yeah.
Sprinkler does.
What's
You don't.
FM200 deployment?
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Um,
Long day, Nancy.
Yeah.
FM200. Let me look at that.
I mean, are they saying that you shouldn't use the sprinkler system in a server room?
Yeah.
I don't know what else what else is gonna help prevent the spread of a fire. Maybe HVAC. FM200 deployment.
I think
FM200.
it's something chemicals you put in for like electrical rooms or for electrical fire suppression.
It's a colorless compressed liquefied gas used to extinguish fire, and is a popular replacement for halon fire suppression systems.
How do you deploy it?
Maybe you can attach it to the HVAC.
I mean, I'm liking HVAC more and more here.
I like
Yeah.
HVAC, but I can't explain it.
Maybe let me Google it.
Well, you know that there's something about that FM200 stuff that's probably like water averse. Probably make the fire
It
worse.
said I think that exists. FM200 with HVAC exists. Smoke damper.
Yeah. That's got to be it, right, guys?
Yeah. I think it's smart too to have this kind of systems. C.
Everybody like C?
I'm afraid to answer at this point.
Yeah. Well, don't be.
I feel like I got nothing to lose.
Don't be.
I'm thinking about B, but like I don't know even if that thing exists. So
what are you suggesting exists with that answer? B? Like what kind of electrical?
Because the thing is like there's I know there is some kind of chemicals or something you use in sprinkler system in the data center, like where the electricity is used.
Yeah.
So that like water, you cannot use water.
Yeah. I'm with you. So you like deploy it with electricity? Yeah. Okay. It makes sense now that you say that.
I think what I read on Google, it says there is HVACs that includes the FM200 deployment in them.
Yeah, I mean, I think HVAC is probably it. If you saw it on Google, that's even further proof. Let's find out.
Okay. Let's see.
I keep posting the wrong thing, trying to post.
You'll get it right eventually.
Plumbing and mechanical engineering and the use of HVAC and the FM200. But apparently I don't know how to copy the article.
Well, I think we should feel good. We reasoned that one out, and we've never seen anything like that before.
Mm-hmm.
We've never seen this before. FM200 deployment. Okay. I mean, I have to say this. Every time we do one of these, I do learn about 5 things, 6 things, 7 things, if not more.
Oh, yeah, definitely, we are gaining a lot of things with these sessions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Please
we're getting there.
Every time we get something new and like maybe different perspectives or different wording or something, trick questions. So yeah.
I think the problem is that we've started to get like, I don't know, almost like feeling like maybe we're getting there and then it's really still hard. I don't know. Everybody's different, but I feel like I should.
What was the last session? Yesterday I felt pretty good. Today I'm like, I don't know Jack.
I mean, I've complained to my family after the last 3 sessions. I've been like, I'm getting absolutely crushed by these. But take that one. I don't know. You have to one thing at a time.
Yeah. Ali, now you know like what you don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't want to find out like during the exam or like for certification exam or after that, like, oh, I didn't know all these things. So
Well, shit,
that's
guys,
why
I'm
we
still
have
getting
this.
surprised. I'm still getting surprised on the
I
regular,
know.
right? Like that last question was a
Yeah.
total surprise. All right, here we go with file transfer again. A system administrator is setting up a file transfer server. The goal is to encrypt the user authentication and the files the user is sending using only a user ID and a key pair. Which of the following methods would achieve this goal? And again, the goal is
Encrypt the user authentication
Wouldn't
and the files.
that
Isn't
be SHH?
That's SSH.
Yeah, SSH.
Yeah, you create a tunnel, a secure tunnel, and then transfer your files. That makes it like file transfer protocol FTP into SFTP. That is.
that has something to do with it.
the goal is to encrypt the user authentication and the files the user is sending using only a user ID and a key pair. A key pair on PGP we had a key pair, which is a private key and a
Public, yep.
public, and also they have the secure password or whatever earlier, right?
But doesn't secure the communication, does it?
The files.
Yeah, yeah. So I think SSH is like that's what it does. Secure communication, all of
Yes.
your everything you send on, bring back is encrypted.
Encryption in transit.
You guys remember this?
Yep.
Huh?
IPsec. That's for
IP security.
yeah. IP security is for how they call it, the VPN
There
Yeah,
you go.
VPNs.
concentrator. Yeah, communication VPN concentrator.
The question is, which one only uses this? And does this mean asymmetric?
Okay, Charlie, don't think about that. The goal is to encrypt the user authentication and the files.
Yeah.
It is a file
That
transfer
is the
system.
main thing. Yeah, so first of all, you have to create like secure tunnel or encrypted tunnel, whatever you call it, which is like SSH. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I
this is the
think that's the
simple
only
answer.
one that fits in.
See how this is a simple way to do things? It kind of makes sense
Yeah.
with that. Let's go with D.
Ah,
All right.
That is the first one.
See that? Tamara, you hung in there, girl. Let's keep it going. Oh my God, another select two. Oh, who's got it?
Security team has identified that the wireless signal is broadcasting into the parking lot. I think we saw this question before. To reduce
Similar.
the risk of an attack against wireless network from parking lot, which of the following controls should be used?
Yeah, we did get
I
this.
think one answer was antenna placement.
yeah, A and E.
And the A and E, yeah. You can disable SSID and you can do
Power levels,
antenna
power levels.
power levels. That also like
Oh, you had power levels, huh?
reduce the signals, but
Yeah.
What the power level does?
It's how you control the signal strength of your SSID.
I think it's A and F then.
I do agree. Listen, I think this is right because I've seen this in conjunction with this and reading about it.
Well, depending on your antenna, right? So I guess I've never thought of. We never talk about power levels. We just talk about what antenna you're going to use, right?
So
and it's whether
yeah.
or not it's
I believe what goes on, Nancy, is if you aim the antenna and it's a unidirectional or omnidirectional antenna, you aim it away from the parking lot, still a tiny little bit of beam gets into the parking lot because it just kind of puts it out there. So I think if that's the case where you turn your power level down to like 5 or whatever from 10, and all of a sudden you can't get at it from the parking lot, but everybody's still covered inside. I think they all go together. Antenna placement, power levels, the different antenna types. Let's find out. A and F. Bang. Yep.
Huh, interesting. Literally in 7 years, we've never ever talked to anybody about the power level, right? We will talk about the antenna and the type and its placement.
What kind of power level can you adjust?
Hey, I'm just telling you how many calls I sat on when we talk about where you want your to be reached, right? And I was just like, power level's never been talked about in that way, right?
2,000 days of doing this job, never heard it. Which of the following concepts is best described as developing a new chain of command in the event of a contingency? Business continuity planning, continuity of operations, business impact analysis, succession planning.
What's the following concepts best described as developing a new chain of command? Contingent succession planning.
Succession planning.
Yeah, it's a new chain of command.
It's got to be succession planning.
Yeah.
Business continuity planning sounds okay, but if you think about it, that's more about like what do we need to do to keep the business up and running?
It's a disaster. If there's a disaster, then you can have that.
Yeah. You know why I would eliminate A?
Why?
Continuity of operations and business continuity planning is probably the same exact thing.
You've done this to me before, where you find these two answers that are the same and you rule them both out immediately. I don't know if that's the best approach, but you're right.
Because new chain of command, it gives you succession. So I would go with B.
Yeah. B or D, boy or dog?
I would go with D. I go with dog.
Watch is gonna be A. D.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Jesus, we got 2 in a row.
Good.
Yeah, we're aligning.
Too long. I wouldn't ask anybody to read that one. Company employees are required to have workstation client certificates to access a bank website. These certificates were backed up as a precautionary step before the new computer upgrade. After the upgrade and restoration, users state that they cannot access the bank's website. Or they can access the bank's website, but they can't log in. Which of the following is most likely the issue here? Okay, so required to have workstation client certificates. Certificates were backed up.
I think it's C.
It could be C. C sounds good. Since you back them up, that means they are installed in the computer.
Well, they have them somewhere in the system, but they didn't put them on the new workstations.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
If they couldn't access the website, the IP address of the client has changed. But since they were able to access the website.
But not log in.
Yeah.
Access the bank website, but not log in.
I would go with C.
That's the key, though. What would not let them log in?
They don't have the certificate.
Yeah. I don't like D. I don't like B.
What do they mean by the certificates have been installed on a CA?
The certificate authority.
That doesn't make sense.
They're saying that would be the middleman between the bank and the... The answer doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be...
I think that's like a issuing authority. Yeah. See, let's find out.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Pretty good. You guys want to do a couple more? It's 8 now.
In
Let's
which of the
stop at
We'll call it a night.
15.
Let's stop at 15.
Oh, we got 10, right? I think 10 is like
Good place.
1-0. Yeah, good place. Yeah.
Man, I feel like I could do a few more.
in
Okay.
which of the
Hey, so
following?
Charlie,
Yes.
Yes.
which other hacker you challenge did you finish then?
Oh, I got the shit. What do you have to do? You have to find the malicious file. I can't remember the name of that one. Is it 20 friends maybe?
Oh, I did 20 friends. Were you able to do the one that they listed at the end of chapter 5, where you try to find the rogue IP, or not the rogue IP, but the IP, the user coming on?
No.
They
That's
gave you a Microsoft Word file.
yeah, I was just looking at the description of that. I've only done that. I've only looked at the description of that one. That one looks cool. My next one is the one with the password cracking, Hollywood or whatever. And after I
I
get
feel
that
like I
one,
did
then
Hollywood, and what are the other two you did? Because I know I've done Hollywood and the 20 questions, but
well, you're probably right behind me then. Let's see, hack and seek probably, or side jump.
that's cool. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, bud. Yeah, I don't know, they're annoying, but they're just like the labs. You just sit there and do the wrong thing over and over and over
Until you figure out how to do the right thing.
until you guess it, until you guess how to do the right thing. Yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
as everybody wants to do a couple more, is that why we're all hanging out? I at least wanted to ask questions about your note you had in the system.
What's that about? Well, we'll do a couple more, and then we'll
In
talk
which
about
of the following steps of incident response does a team analyze the incident and determine steps to prevent a future occurrence? Analyze the incident and determine steps to prevent.
This is after the incident, so
Yep.
Lessons learned.
Lesson learned.
there's only two
Mitigation.
that are after. Two after the incident.
I like mitigation.
What would you
I
call
have to
this,
tell
though,
you, I
Nance?
think I suck at these because I have a hard time getting my mindset into their mindset.
Yeah.
I think mitigation is reducing the risk, not preventing it.
I think it's got to be lessons learned.
I think it's D.
Oof. Oh, here's this list.
Preparation, escalation, notification, mitigation steps, lesson learned, reporting, recover.
And then there's this.
Procedure.
Yeah.
Chronological order.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really kind of big.
Well, I'm trying to find it in our.
This is incident response procedures.
I know I'm incident response process. All right, so it starts at page 771, FYI.
I don't think we have the same book, Nancy.
775. Are you looking at the digital format or the actual book?
I'm using the one that Mahmoud shared.
Digital. Okay, yeah, digital has different page numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Charlie, you're looking at the book, but that's like different.
Oh, okay.
And you said 7 what? Let's see.
So I just went to incident response plan.
I think that's
So
chapter 9 or 10 chapter.
this says chapter 11. In this,
11, yeah, okay.
in the digital one, implementing policies to mitigate risks,
Yep. Same for me.
responding to incidents.
This is helpful for me to look at this book like this because I can group some of these concepts I have written on flashcards together.
Mm-hmm.
Like onboarding is actually a policy to mitigate risk. Anyway, good thoughts. Couple more.
Okay.
The network security engineer just deployed an IDS on the network, but the chief technical officer has concerns that the device is only able to detect known anomalies. Which of the following types of IDS has been deployed? The first question was,
Anomaly based?
yeah, go
Signature
ahead.
based.
Well,
Maybe.
that's what he's worried about. He's worried that that's what all they have.
Yeah, that's what they're asking though. They ask which one they have.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So they have a signature based.
Yeah.
That's literally the definition.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Yeah,
any
that's
such
a
thing as
tricky one.
anomaly based?
Anomaly based, behavior based, which I don't know if that's a thing. Signature based.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
there is an anomaly. There is a signature. There is heuristic. Heuristic, you just go and do your thing. Signature is you go towards this set of rules, a known rules or a null behavior.
Mm-hmm.
all right. Well, we're going for A, right?
Yep.
Oh, that sounded weird. Who's got that one?
Which of the
Okay.
following types of application attacks would be used to identify malware causing security breach that have not yet been identified by any trusted sources?
0 day.
Tamara. Look at her go.
Oh, you gotta someone explain this to me.
You
Go
didn't
back
know
up
this
one
one?
more. What was the question?
I'm sorry. I thought everyone knew that one.
Mm-hmm.
Which type of malware or application attack would be used to identify malware causing security breaches that have not yet been identified?
Yeah.
So that immediately put me onto that.
Mm-hmm.
So 0 day is like
It's a security flaw in a piece of software that is not, or hardware or whatever, that has not yet been identified by the community. So it's like something that one actor knows about and knows how to use, and nobody else does.
so
The,
the
And
owner doesn't
basically, it
know about
hasn't
the
been patched.
vulnerability.
Go ahead. Say it again. And Tamara after.
So I said the owner doesn't know about the vulnerability, but a hacker does.
Somebody does, yeah, a hacker or a security company or
Yeah.
Maybe the owner do know, but they don't have patch yet. So
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
if it's zero,
Which
yeah.
is what I was saying. So they might know, but it hasn't. There's no patch management for the actual.
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if they if they know about it and are working on a patch. If that changes, I don't think it does. I think it stays a 0 day until it's patched. Which of the following is true about an email that was signed by user A and sent to user B? Oh my God, here we go again. Oh God. User A signed with user B's private key, and user B verified with their own public key. User A signed with their own private key, and user B verified with A's public key. A
User
signed.
A's private key and B's public key.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's D.
Yeah, I think it's dog.
Yeah, that's what we had this question, or like a similar
In a
concept
different
earlier.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about the email. So you sign it with your own public key, and the receiver actually verify with the private key, with the sender's private key.
Yep.
I think it's D.
I think it's C.
It's either, for me, it's either B or D.
No, it's gotta be the sender has to use his own private, his own public key.
I don't think so.
We had a similar question before.
I think they unlock it with their private key.
Yeah, they verify it with the private key, but you sign it with your public key.
The recipient sends his public key for the sender to use.
Oh, yeah.
I'm standing by C.
I think it's D.
Yeah.
B. The sender uses his private key. In the case, uses a private key. Create digital.
So this makes sense, but the previous question was different than this. This is the correct way. This is what we studied. But with the previous question about the and send an email or whatever, they had it mixed up. This is the correct. That's why I don't know if somebody agrees with me.
The biggest thing is we had to read it and who would be the original sender with the previous question. And that's what got me messed up, because the way they worded it, it made you think about who was the original sender instead of saying who was the original sender. So I think that's what got us tied up into answering the previous question.
Who is the sender?
Okay, so this makes sense because this is what we study. You sign it with your own private key and you open it with the A public key. That makes sense. But me choosing D refers to the previous questions. So
yeah. God, that's confusing.
It is.
All right, last one. After working on his doctoral dissertation for 2 years, Peter, a user, is unable to open his dissertation file. The screen shows a warning that the dissertation file is corrupted because it is infected with a backdoor and can only be recovered by upgrading the antivirus software from the free version to the commercial version. Which of the following types of malware is the laptop most likely infected with?
Ransomware.
Hang on a second. I don't understand the question. I gotta read it again.
They want you to pay.
Unable to open his dissertation.
Yep.
When they want you to pay, it's a ransomware.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, on the digital book, it's page 706 or something.
Okay. You were pretty quick on that, Mahmoud. That was pretty good.
Every time I see money, it's ransomware.
Yep.
You're becoming like not
Curmudgeon.
Sakina. She's always on here telling us, right?
Oh, Safiatu.
Oh,
Safiatu.
Safiatu.
No,
It's the keywords, right?
Nancy, it is not that. She's
As soon as you see this, you should just know. You're like,
No.
oh, all right. Thanks, Safiatu.
I think it's A. Everyone's like, what? And then it's A.
I am no. And then she chooses the right answer. They're like, wow, it's impossible. I'm like, yeah, that's the. When you see this, you have to choose this.
Oh yes, Mahmoud.
I am nowhere near Fatimat or Safiato's.
You know what sucks? Is she's got a busted mic. So it's like you can't even hear her. It's like she's yelling at the mic, but you can't even hear what she's saying.
I wish she would talk more in class.
Yes, I know. I wish everybody would talk more and be out there more, but I'm not. I
Yeah,
can't
there
ask.
is that too.
You can't ask anybody to do anything, but
I ask questions all the time.
yeah.
Well, that's why I like you, Mahmoud.
There's 10 of us that talk.
Hey,
What's
we
going on with
paid
Jua
16K.
lately? Jua has been so quiet lately. I'm worried about him.
I think he's mentioned like being sick or something.
He probably got COVID and didn't want to talk about it or something.
Yeah.
That's a big.
Hope not.
No, I hope not too. All right, I gotta figure
Yeah,
out this. Let me see what I gotta get all Nancy's links here. Here we go.
Well, and that last one literally was just copied out of the textbook or the CompTIA
That's fine.
digital book that Mahmoud provided. And on that one, I just went to, I think it was Control F, email security or something like that.
All right, I gotta get a couple of these concepts figured out here.
You guys want to do Security Plus? I didn't really like the way he's doing Security Plus with Kahoot, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie was in there last week. I mean,
you
last
spent
Sunday.
like almost an hour answering your own question, and then he goes through. I watched the video for a little bit, and I was like,
he didn't really do much explaining, but
Well, what I noticed, I was on the first day, and I swear, two of the answers from Kahoot. After then, we went and because then he asked the same questions again, but through whatever material they're providing, HackerU is, and I swear, two of the answers I were like, that wasn't what the Kahoot answer was, but I wasn't able to attend last week because I had hanging out with some friends from Boise at that same time. So
the Boise pals, geez, I can't imagine what the hell you guys did in Boise for fun.
Saturdays,
it's the 2-hour difference, right? So they're having to get on at 4. I'm having to get on at 6.
Oh yeah.
Just so we can see each other. There's our little Valentine.
Nice.
Yeah, Saturdays network level up is kind of same. They do like Kahoot also, and do explanation. So,
I mean, we could do a Kahoot for ours, in these. I mean, I'd be happy to put it together. I just feel like we've been getting our ass kicked too badly.
No, this is better.
No, I like these better.
Yeah.
And I like having a single source, right? The CompTIA resources, whether the test questions, digital or printed book.
Yeah, I mean, are we feeling like this is direct from CompTIA? And what were you saying, Tam?
No, I was just saying this is way more beneficial than
yeah. Okay.
For me.
All right.
Well, because sometimes those professors, like I said, they're not providing. I thought, right, it would be more explanations would be helpful, but I see that I feel like we talk about it more and research it more when we're on our own.
Yeah. Well, there's two things.
Andy was better.
Yeah, I mean.
He knew. Yeah, I think the way Andy did it was better than now.
That and just the idea of being able to brainstorm. You don't do that in level up sessions. You get to do it here where we can kind of run our processes with each other and why we came to an answer.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, I'm gonna buy you a mic too, Tamara. You and Safia through both. Oh man.
I think I gotta go. My cats are yelling at me, and
yeah,
it is the tiny tiger feeding time. So
tiny tigers. I love cats. All right, Nance. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Good night, guys.
In the morning.
All right.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Oversleep.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Good job. Good job tonight.